If at the start of your journey, if at the start of your journey you were told about front loading the pain, the front loading tax what you have to pay when it comes to attempting to become successful. Now, as a trader, this is something which a lot of people go through, and it probably does you worse if you don't go through it to start. What I'm talking about is the learning phase, and how much nonsense you can take, how much pain you can take as you grow to become the trader which you want to be. Now, a lot of the time, people start something and they don't finish it. So, especially with this generation, it is very common for people to venture out into something and then venture out into something else and then venture out into something else and then something else and then something else. We have an ignorant nature to always want to be striving for more. But not be willing to stay there when it gets painful. Now, this becomes very dangerous, especially when you are trying to achieve anything of value. And the truth is, anyone you aspire to be like, for them to reach that level, it has taken them an extreme amount of time. Now, let's be honest, the reason why a lot of you guys are even getting scammed by so-called scammers or whatever you want to call it is simply because you allow people who tell you they're going to get you a Lamborghini in 3 weeks teach you or mentor you or inspire you. You see, the problem is you are inspired by the wrong thing. You are influenced by the wrong influences. This leads into the story of what are you consuming? Are you consuming AI slop? Or are you consuming things which actually help you? Are you consuming a lot of short form content? Are you ruining your dopamine receptors? Are you drinking extreme amounts of caffeine? Are you smoking? What are your habits? What are the things which prove to you the person you are and the person you're trying to be? I'm not saying that we don't all have vices. Everyone does their things and everyone's trying to be better. But the only thing which I am saying is, because you have not got used to working hard for anything, and when I mean working hard for anything, I mean it not being successful at times and still working hard for it, you don't understand what it's like to be at the end or at your worst situation, but not realize that it is your actual best situation. Now, for me, personally, I've always been a very upbeat, happy person, if I'm being honest. And the only reason I've been an upbeat, happy person is just simply through me knowing that I have purpose and I have a purpose to fulfill. What happens is a lot of you guys have a goal. And your goal is to be a profitable, successful, maybe rich, maybe Lambo showing, money LV buying, super flexing person. If that's what you want to be, that's what you want to be. Do what you want. But the problem is, a lot of people have to work extremely hard to get these things. Now, I don't think there is a problem with you even wanting these things. You know what? I think you should want these things. Because if that's what your heart desires, why not go get it? Who am I to tell you not to get it? What I'm here to tell you is that it's not going to be easy to get it. And when there does come times where it gets hard, you shouldn't run away from it, but you should run into it. You see, that is what front-loading pain is. Front-loading pain is simply embarking on a journey and understanding that the start of that journey is going to be the hardest point. The reason it's the hardest point is because you haven't built any momentum yet. When you build momentum, things become easier. You start to get a routine. You start to understand what works for you and what doesn't work for you. You start to understand when you are swaying away from that center line and when you are staying on that center line. When you're starting, you don't even know what the center line is. You've got about 3 different lines, you see? That's the difference. I'm not making this video necessarily to say, oh, you're a bad person for thinking you're going to be a millionaire within a year. I respect your ambition. And it's possible. But what I am trying to tell you is that if you do not accept the fact that when you start, there is going to be a lot of hurdles you have to climb through. And yes, there is ways that you can skip a lot of hurdles, learning hurdles, all these different things. One of the things what Alex Hormozy said is learning from someone who has done the thing you have already done is the easiest way to time travel. That makes sense. That's a great way that you can avoid some of the pain, but you are still going to have to make your own mistakes. That's life. You know, we can only read so much books. We can only watch so much videos, only so much podcasts, until you have to actually take the step yourself. Now, if you're a scared person, if you're a person not willing to take this step, what you'll realize is the world will give you exactly what you need. And there's nothing wrong with the world giving you exactly what you need, but don't complain when it does. All I'm asking you to do is, if you do decide you want to start trading, please invest into yourself. Journal everything down. Invest the time into yourself. Because that time isn't something you get back. I remember when I first started trading, and the way I first started trading was I saw some girl on TikTok. This girl sent me a message. Oh no, she didn't even send me a message. I lied. This girl, I saw her on TikTok talking about trading, la-di-da-da-da-da. I've now messaged her. She's told me, come to this meeting and everything. I've gone to this meeting. It ends up being a huge, big Ponzi scheme. But they did have a network where they could actually teach you a load and a plethora of live streams and videos from this guy called Ralph. He taught me the basics of trading, market structure at its finest, okay? The great thing about this was, when I did find this out, for a whole entire week, now I'm a person who, up until recently, did not drink any caffeine. I'm quite energetic, Until recently, I've only started drinking caffeine because I'm waking up at 4 for who knows why. You just got to stay hard, David Goggins. But yeah, I've pretty much locked in now. And for a whole entire week, I was drinking caffeine in 14-hour days. Back to back to back, writing everything down. And if I show you my first journal, you would be so surprised at how much I've literally filled the journal in a whole week. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you the journal because this is like a walk down memory lane. Dusty ass journal, but yeah. This is where it first started, my first ever trading journal. Now, damn, even the pages are warped. This is how you know it's old, okay? What I can say about this is, yes, I decided I wanted to start trading, okay? The one thing I didn't do was decide this is going to be something which is hard, and I'm going to get angry at myself. Instead, the thing I decided to do was say, I am going to outwork this pain. Yes, it's going to be hard, but all I can do on my end is work even harder. Oh, jeez. It's making me bloody cough. Got bare dust in this breath. Yeah. Jeez. So yeah, that's inspirational right there. What I can say is when you do put your mind to something and you walk into it expecting the worst, you armor yourself with a mindset that you are willing to step through whatever the hurdle is, no matter how big. Now, a lot of people get there, they get to that 1 year and they say, I've been doing this for a year and I've still not seen any results. But then ask yourself, your favourite footballer, your favourite actor, your favourite musician, did they achieve anything of magnitude in their first year? And the answer is no. And that's the thing, a lot of you guys think that you're going to be like these silly traders you see on TikTok. Whoever does anything proper on TikTok? You think you're going to be like those traders on TikTok. Watch me wake up in the day of my life. I wake up at 9 a.m. I then drink my matcha latte while watching Netflix. And then, no. You are trying to achieve something of greatness. And because of that, it takes extreme focus, it takes you making your own routine, it takes preparation, and it takes execution and planning. Planning and execution. Please treat yourself serious and understand it's going to be hard. And as it gets harder, don't run away from it, but run to it. Have a good day, guys.